Alright guys, this is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, episode 35, 36 with Carrie Guenther. I screwed up and my computer did not record about the first 5 minutes of the episode, so I missed the introduction. If you'd like to get some Outlaw Window Cleaner gear or some Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber or maybe even a Legend channel, go to www.outlawwindowcleaner.com and check out the store there. We got some pretty kick-ass t-shirts. The Black Diamond Rubber Black Diamond Rubber t-shirt is on there for $15. It's got Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber on the front, on the left chest, and then Outlaw Window Cleaner real big on the back. It's $15, plus a whole other bunch of super sweet t-shirts on there. You guys will super duper dig. Go to some of our favorite suppliers like www.futureofcleaning.com. Get you a gunslinger. Get you a gunslinger. They're super awesome. Get you a reach it pole. You can get you some Black Diamond Rubber there as well. Or you can go to DetroitSponge.com and get your window cleaning supplies from an awesome ass company. And if you're on the East Coast, you most likely have your stuff within 3 or 4 days, depending where you're located on the East Coast or in the central part of the United States. Company that's been around a long time. Awesome prices, man. Don't be fooled by these companies that sell stuff on Facebook, and they got the really weird practices. Go to and there's more than that. Windows 101 out on the West Coast, guys. That's a super ass awesome place. Window Magic. That's Richie Blue's favorite supplier over there on the West Coast, man. Check them out. Window Magic is also another cool ass supplier. ABC, another cool ass supplier. We really enjoyed having Carrie on, man. That was pretty awesome, and we tried to get through the whole episode without cursing. We did pretty good. It didn't break down until, I don't know, maybe an hour and 30, 40 minutes in. The F-bomb was finally released, and not by me. So that's pretty awesome. I think I did perfectly awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and like us on iTunes and YouTube, podbean.com. Rate us, review us so other people can find the show. Leave us a review and we'll read it on the show. Send us an email to asktsqueegee.com or asktsqueegee@yahoo.com. Send me an email. I'll read it on the show. We appreciate you guys, and we'll hope you enjoy the show. Peace.
Cleaner and a writer, and I don't know how common that is. And so I just kind of put together a collection of stories and headed out to the convention. And I ended up meeting Lee Burbage, who was there from the UK, and started writing for his magazine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you do that? I mean, how often are you writing for the magazine? Are you doing it once in a while, occasionally? Is that, or do you only write for that magazine, or do you write for other ones? I mean,
no, I just that so far. And he puts out an issue every few months or so. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I just like write on a blog, about other stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah.
So are you going? I mean, are you an aspiring writer? Are you going to write a novel or something, or are you just like journalism?
I think I gave the whole novel idea a while ago, because if I was going to do that, I would have done that already. I'm 43 and like
right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like if I was going to write the novel, it would have been. But nope.
Yeah, but don't give up on your dreams. I mean, 43 is just enough.
It was a dream, did I? It's a potential goal. Yeah.
So you've been cleaning windows for 10 years. You bought your business from a friend. Is that all that you do is window clean? I mean, is there, you write, you window clean. I mean, because it's got to get cold up there, right?
What's that?
It's got to get cold up there. So I'm assuming that you don't do a lot of residential window cleaning when it's cold in the winter, right? Or do you?
No work in the winter here.
Okay.
For me. So my season goes from like April to November.
Okay.
And I've been driving for Lyft in the winter time.
Okay.
You guys have Lyft where you are?
Yes, we have Lyft.
So like Uber, it's a rideshare thing.
Better than Uber.
Oddly enough, I've always wanted to be a taxi driver.
Dude, that would hey man, that'd be a cool ass job, man. Being a taxi driver, especially would be super cool in like a huge city. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and we had the Super Bowl this last winter, so that was really crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that must have been cool.
I bet you guys peaked crazy on that.
We did not make all that much money as drivers, actually. It was kind
of
sad.
How?
Oh, shit.
Really bitterly cold, and I felt really bad for all the people that came in from that town. We
traumatized them. So are you, I mean, if you don't mind me asking, are you pretty busy? I mean, how many houses do you do a week, say? You know, are you kind of like chill, or are you like always after it?
No, I try to work as little as possible. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, say you just got done saying you like to work Sunday, so I don't believe that.
I try not to make work a stressful thing for myself.
Right.
And I mean that seriously. Like, it's really important to me that I have the kind of life that I've designed for myself. And having my own business, or I want to talk about this later, the difference between being a business owner and having your own business or something like that.
Well, it's working for your business.
Being self-employed. That's
self-employed or owning a business is two different things.
Right.
Yes, like I hadn't heard that until who was it? Eric Sanchez said something about that in
Okay, I've actually heard him say that. Yes.
And I had never heard that before, and I thought that's odd. Like I don't feel the same way about it, but I'm also in a completely different place in my life and my journey than he might be. So like, you know, I think it's kind of everyone has to define that for themselves. But
I think I'm the same way as you in that same kind of boat. I don't really look at it as I'm I'm working for my business. I'm just working for me. It works for me. What I'm doing, the way I do it works for me. Not everyone's going to be doing it the same exact way. You know, everyone's got their own little way to do things, and it suits them the best. You know, so the advice is good though. I mean, I get the advice. You know, you need to have your business working for you, but sometimes that can be more of a headache than it actually needs to be. You know. Yep. Is it worth the headache?
Then it needs to be too, and I choose to keep things really simple in life in general, so that I can enjoy the things I like to do. So that's usually travel. So that's why it's nice for me to have a business where I have the winters off. Mm-hmm. Winters are brutal here.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Let me tell you, don't come in the winter. You'll never come. But and then. Just also like, so I was going to say, so like the middle of summer is usually my slow time. So it's usually in our climate, it's like spring and fall are crazy. Right. So like May and October are usually our like busiest months. And then middle of summer, like August, I usually don't have any work. So I've actually been busier than usual this year.
Well, Tim and I's market is pretty much the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the spring and the fall are really, really hectic. And then around August, I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm kind of just sitting around, you know, watching TV, throwing the ball with the boy, you know, or playing video games. He had me on Bendy and the Ink Machine today. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but I have 3 children. One is 19, going to be 20 in a couple of months. I have a 16-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. So.
Their 7-year-old a Minecrafter?
Yes, he loves Minecraft. He is a savage in the streets on that. He's like he can watch a YouTube video, get on Minecraft, and go and find and do exactly what this kid just showed him how to do. And I'm just sitting there. I don't know how he does it. You know, so he's I tell you what, super smart kid. And actually, the video games, he had a lazy eye, straightened his eye out. The video games did. Believe it or not.
Hilarious.
Yeah, crazy, yeah. Hey, he was 3 months premature. he lived in an incubator for 3 months, so he's in a hurry to go and do his own thing for a long time now.
I had to do, my next oldest had to have eye surgery and stuff when he was a kid for lazy eye.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was brutal watching all that.
So,
and he
Carrie,
still wears prisms.
Carrie, I have a question. What do you think of jorts?
Jorts are that are shorts, right?
Yes. They're like they have a hammer loop. Do you think those are jorts cool or are they not cool?
They are cool.
Shh. I'm asking Carrie, not you. I'm asking Carrie. I would like to know what Carrie's opinion is, because her opinion is the one that matters to me right now. Do you think jorts are cool?
I'm how can I put this? I am fashion indifferent.
Oh, no. Damn it. I was wanting to laugh at Mark, and you wouldn't help me, so
Listen, I'm just in here trying to behave myself.
Yeah.
And you throw that over the plate?
I just wanted to know if she thought jorts were cool. You're the one.
I sent you a picture of my wife in jorts.
I sent you.
Right?
Whoever's
You
wearing
complain about that.
you need to know
What's that?
or not. If they're a cool person and they're wearing jorts, then jorts are cool. If the cool is
If they're
You're
not
right. cool
and they're wearing, that means they're not cool.
Shirt, then that's cool.
That's not. I mean, I respect your opinion.
Jorts suck.
Excuse me as I go like this.
Whatever, bro. Whatever. All right. Well, Mark won that round. Whatever. It doesn't matter, dude.
Ooh, are we keeping points? Can we put a little?
Yeah, I'll do that in the editing. I'll go ding. You know the shitty part about this is, and I just cursed.
You did. You lost.
Yep.
I haven't yet.
I said the S word. Sorry. That's the bad thing about this is we went 5 minutes and we weren't recording 5 minutes.
What?
Yeah, the very beginning we did not get.
How long?
And I've been waiting this whole time to tell you. You know, see, this is how professional I am.
Now.
We've been recording for almost 10 minutes now.
Okay.
The only thing, that's why I said, I reiterated why, how you got your business and all that stuff and how long you've been doing it.
Wait a minute.
So
wait a minute.
that's
Wait
the
a
part.
minute. I
That's
have
the
a
part
question.
we missed. The
So-
writing we didn't miss.
so-
None of the writing. None of that. Some of the conversation. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
In other words, what you're laying the groundwork is to cut out Carrie's comment that jorts are cool.
No.
And it accidentally didn't get recorded.
I never said jorts are cool. For the
See,
record.
thank you.
Wearing
Yes. She was quite clear. She said, if the person wearing the jorts is cool, then jorts are cool. If the person wearing the jorts is not cool, they are not cool.
Actually, my
Yeah.
exact words were, if the person wearing the jorts is a douche, then shorts.
And jorts are douche shorts. Exactly.
So I or two.
Dude, I got one more thing before we continue.
Okay.
TJ,
Yes.
okay. You pointed out the jorts. The problem's been remedied. We
All
just discussed jorts. And you followed some poor sap around in McDonald's for 20 minutes to get a
wasn't
picture
20
of the
minutes.
shorts.
It was 5 minutes. It was relative to the conversation the night previous. We had that big podcast, and this gentleman walked in he had on legitimate Daisy Dukes. If he would have been over, the boys would have came out. I'm not kidding. They were that short. You guys saw them?
Could you see the pockets?
Yes.
The white pocket material?
Yes,
Could
Carrie.
you see the
You
too?
could. Yes, you could. They were super duper short. It's on YouTube. They were extra. They were shorty shorts. Shorty shorts.
Yeah.
To be clear, they were not jorts. They were shorty shorts. Because Mark, if you wore shorts like that, you wouldn't be sitting there right now.
Okay.
I would ridicule you if you were wearing those kind of shorts. So, enough about the jorts. Carrie, I know I watched it. Mark didn't watch it because Mark lives in the woods and he's an old man. I know Tim has watched it. The UK versus US, what was that experience like? I mean, that had to be super cool, right?
That was cool. Yeah, that was. I was looking forward to that for a really long time, and then afterward, I waited a really long time before Lee edited it down to the 6 episodes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So it was a cool experience. First thing like that I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I have family in England, so I go out there almost every year.
Oh, cool.
But the Lake Tahoe people, Jamie and her crew, they hadn't been over there, I don't think. So it was like their first time
Mm-hmm.
over in Europe, or might have been, and it was just awesome to meet them too. I mean, just to like work with them was awesome, but then to like work with them in the UK was super fun.
Right.
So what do you think the biggest difference is between the UK window cleaners and what we do over here in the States?
First of all, there's not a lot of bugs in the UK, so they don't have screens, or a lot of them don't have screens. They're just like shutters that open and close, or whatever. Right. The buildings are way smaller. Everything's smaller in Europe, you know. Buildings, the appliances, everything is smaller there. And also the big thing is that they mostly just do the exteriors. I think it's more rare for them to do interiors, and that was something I hadn't thought about, but it makes sense.
But it's like everybody gets their windows cleaned over there. Like it's like a monthly service, or
I live in the ocean, and like the weather blows through, so it rains like 5, 6, 7 times a week. Mm-hmm. You know,
right.
So they're constantly getting rained on, and they're getting dirty, and so yeah, it's not an elite, it's not like a luxury service like it is here. It's like mainstream.
It's almost like getting the garbage picked up.
Kind of, but not really. I mean, like, yeah.
Sorry, Micah, if you can hear that. Obviously,
if Carrie, I don't know. Carrie, I don't know if you're aware or not, but Tim has 17 children.
I have.
So there's that.
I have a lot.
He has a lot. He has a lot of children. So you know, one thing I gleaned from the UK versus US thing is they, like the Tahoe folks, kind of made it like, you know, they were leaving things on the glass that we as U.S. window cleaners could never get away with. Is that true?
No,
I mean,
they're
less meticulous than we are, I take it.
Well, I can't say that because I've only met a handful of UK window cleaners, and I thought they were all awesome workers.
Well, they all seem to work hard, but I guess maybe it's not the work, maybe it's not the window cleaners, it's the customer is not as discerning as an American customer. Maybe that's different.
Yeah, their expectations are, like you said, I mean, I wouldn't compare it to like a garbage pickup service, but it's definitely more mainstream than it is here, where you've got like people with $1 million homes that can afford to complain about a piece of bug poop.
Right.
You know,
right.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so I mean, because it's more.
Well, it's like we would get our carpet cleaned, you know, like monthly or whatever. You've got dogs and stuff, you know.
Right.
But I think it's cool. I wanna go over there and experience that. That's one of the things I actually want to do. I want to understand because it's more of an industry over there than it is here. You know.
It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot more cutthroat because of that. Like you know what I mean? Because it's a smaller. Like I said, everything's smaller over there. So it's like a smaller island. Everyone's a little bit more competitive. I felt like it was.
Well, anytime you got more companies, it's gonna, whether it's here or there. And I've heard their prices are a lot lower, but you do a lot more. You know, it's like the demand obviously is higher, so you do more windows in a day or more accounts in a day, but you get less per account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Carrie, do you work by yourself or do you have employees?
I work by myself.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and answer my question, like, how many houses do I do in a day? Is that what you asked, or a week? Or
yeah, how many do you usually average a week? You were kind of along the lines that you were getting ready to tell us, but you were like, I'm not trying to let my business run my life, you know, which makes all this, that rang true to me, you know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't trying
That's what's great about our business is you can go out and make the money you need to make for yourself, and it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, you know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot to make the money.
Of not having any dependents yet, too. So it's like, you know, I require very little income to be happy in what I like to do for fun. And I don't have a lot of responsibilities. I don't own property. I don't really own anything. I have no kids. So it's, you know, it's easy for me to say, well, I work as little as possible. But when May and October are happening, I'm slamming like, you know, 60 and you know, I can only handle a couple big homes in a day as one person.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the screens and everything.
So glad you said that. Because some people get on here and be like, yeah, I do like 5, 6 a day. You know, I work by myself primarily too. And a couple of big homes is pretty much all one person should be doing by themselves. You know, because then what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Leo try to schedule us 5 or 6.
Well, Tim has a slave driver as a boss and a wife.
Well, no, as soon as I hit that first 50 full, I'm like, you're going to have to get rid of a couple because this ain't happening.
Please, because I don't want to be that slave driver, and
Right.
I know I would.
So can I ask you, where do you plan on going this winter? What is Carrie going to do this winter? Where are you traveling this winter?
So I usually go to Asia every winter.
Wow,
I
that'd be awesome.
My adulthood in Thailand, like 4 years total, working and living over there, and so that's kind of my go-to. I also have friends in Maui that run an organic farm. So like last winter, we went out to Maui and just did like a work trade thing where we stayed there and farmed like 4 hours a day in exchange for free room and board. And some dog sitting. So
can we change winners? Can you come do mine?
Yeah, yeah. You can do my winner, and I'll do your winner, and
I'll come do yours.
Yeah. We'll just trade off.
That would be so awesome.
You ain't got to change no diapers or nothing. They're all grown. You just got to get them off to school and stuff.
Right.
Go clean a couple of McDonald's in the wintertime in the snow. It's not too difficult.
I have no objection to working in the winter. I mean, I'll work until it's pretty darn cold out. I think I decided my limit is 36 degrees. Last winter, I decided my new limit, and that goes up every year as I get older.
Yeah,
that's reasonable. I'm often out there in the wintertime like, what am I doing, man? I don't understand what I'm doing out here. But I'm kind of like a polar bear. I don't wear a winter jacket. I wear a vest, no gloves. And eventually that's going to catch up to me. You know what I mean? Eventually my body's going to reject the cold and just be like, dude, we're not doing this anymore.
I try hard just to do a hoodie, but I mean, we go until the winter freeze. Where that we get that one point where it stays frozen for the rest of the winter, somewhere right around the first week of January or something like that. So we go until then, and then we can't. Then we don't have that.
Not me. I'm out 5 days a week, all year round. That's I do 2 restaurants every morning, whether there's 6 inches of snow on the ground or it's sunny outside. I'm out cleaning windows.
Leah's lips stopped working. Leah's finishing the deal with those McDonald's, so she's gonna try to get those done. Yeah,
awesome, man. Good for you, dude.
Oh,
that's kick ass.
That's winter, man.
I just did it again. I can't even make it 15 minutes without saying the S word or the A word. I'm not one F-bomb though. Yeah. Not one F-bomb. So whatever, guys.
Not yet.
I'm gonna go the whole thing without saying the F word.
So I have a question for you, Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to me in my head, I know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I call it, when you get to a certain point in your business, it's like cruising altitude, meaning this is where I need to be. Everything is working for me. I don't want to get bigger. I don't want to get smaller. If I lose something, I pick something up. Is that where you are, or do you see yourself expanding over the next 5 years?
I could expand a little bit. Depending on what happens in my life in the next few years, I will probably need to hire someone within the next 2 years. At least employee.
Yes.
I don't advertise, and so all of my business comes to me through referrals and like the Nextdoor app and whatever.
Yep.
I don't send out.
You're also utilizing the Nextdoor app. That's man.
I didn't know what it was until I got 3 clients from it, and I was like, "What? How did you?"
Right.
So I didn't even know, and I didn't actively go for that. I was just like, people spread the word or whatever.
Right.
And I used to send out a reminder card in the spring and the fall to all my clients. I don't even do that anymore. They just call me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I could afford to expand a little bit, and especially to like fill in my midsummer slow period with more clients. But I'm pretty much at capacity for what I can do in spring and fall.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm jealous.
I also do the reminder.
Are you jealous?
I'm jealous because you remind me of not when I started, but when I worked with my father. And I say sometimes at least once a week, I didn't sign up for this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for instance, here's the thing. last Saturday, I hate to work weekends. That's just me. I enjoy my hobbies or my family. You know, my wife works for me, and she works a part-time job, so she's home Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And it's like I saw my kids. I'm sure Tim, well, everybody, you know, TJ, you too. You don't want to come home and your kid's grown up because you had to go watch another McDonald's. And my point is that, for instance, last Saturday, I have a small shopping center out where I live, and I do that center obviously because I live here, and there's, you know, maybe 10 storefront jobs that go twice a month. And I got in my truck at 5:30 in the morning, went out there, washed them, you know, was done 6:15, and I'm just coming home feeling productive, but said, this is what I loved about the business that's no longer here. Go out, hustle it up, and go home with no worries. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes things inadvertently, you know, I always look what's down the road, what's down the road, what's down the road. And if you do that too much, you miss what's right in front of you, such as your kids growing up or watching your business grow, setting a goal to reach a certain revenue figure. And then you hit that, and then a blur goes by and you're doing even more, but your overhead and responsibility kind of takes the innocence out of window cleaning or the innocence out of any business. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I really appreciate that you sound to have such a grasp on where you've been and where you're going. And I wish you all the success in the world, because it sounds like in your mind,
she's got it. Yeah, she's got it locked. That's awesome. I don't have it. I ain't got it. No, I'm jealous of that. I'm definitely jealous of that. You seem to have like you're just laser.
The thing now, I'm jealous of you guys because y'all got families and kids and stuff and property and like, you know, so like it's a trade-off. You know what I mean?
It's not that cool. It's not that cool.
It isn't that cool, man.
You know what? I'm moving out tomorrow. This
We're all moving in together.
Yeah, me, Mark, and Tim are just gonna move in together. We've had it.
We're going to Asia with you.
Yeah.
All day. No, I can totally see that. The thing is, it's a really delicate balance, and you gotta be super clear on what makes you happy, what you absolutely need to be happy, and then how you're gonna how you're going to design your life around it, whether it's like shaping your business or choosing your relationships or spending your money on stuff or whatever. You got to decide how to do that.
Right.
And I feel like I wasted a lot of, not wasted, but like, you know, until I hit my 40s, like I really wasn't clear on that. It was like we're all programmed to chase money and to like, you know, want certain things. And then when I realized that I had like the life I wanted, and I made less than almost everyone I knew, that's when I knew I was like, might be onto something. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to share that. I want to encourage people to.
No, I think that's totally awesome. I think that's great. You know, and my question to you, the real reason I got we kind of went this way, because I'm still waiting for someone to answer my question, and obviously it's not going to be you, that these window cleaning companies that live in a state that has 4 true seasons, such as, you know, all the 3 of you, what do you do when you have, like I have employees, what would I do with them in the summer when we can't, and I mean, I'm sorry, in the winter, what do you do with them, and how do you get them to show back up when the ground thaws? You know,
clouds on your truck, man.
Yeah, and that's the juxtaposition of where I'm at.
See, that's my truck. That's not my employees' trucks. That's my truck. I'll make a living. I'll always make a living. I'll go out in that 30 degree if I have to feed my family.
If you're in that, I mean, like if you're also doing commercial, you can pick up the commercial plowing and the salting and all that. Yeah. I mean, that pays well.
Snow plowing, yeah, I've considered the snow plowing, snow shoveling thing. There's like designer snow shoveling now in Minneapolis, where like it's all manual, and you just go and like get into people's like gardens and stuff and shovel little patches, whatever. I don't know.
Really?
But I just learned how to use a snowblower for the first time this year, so I'm starting small.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I you know what? I actually have a question for you. What when Carrie Guenther goes to clean a window, what kind of tools is she using?
Oh.
What brand of tools does Carrie Guenther like?
All right. Well, for one thing, when I bought the business, I didn't really buy a business. I just bought all the used equipment and
right. Right.
So I'm still using the used equipment that I got with the business.
I have my original tools too.
Right.
Yep. So this is my my main tool. I've got a few of these.
Uh-huh.
I should have brought my kit in so I could show you my hand wrapped tool thing, but I don't have it. And then, yep, about a half a bucket of water. I got like a 2.5 gallon bucket.
Uh-huh.
So it's 6 inches full. And the scrubber. I use a small scrubber because it's lighter and it doesn't get my wrists. And yeah, I just keep it simple. Like I used to work with like an 8-foot ladder, 6-foot ladder, 10-foot ladder, 24-foot ladder. Now it's just a 6-foot ladder, a step stool, and a 24-foot ladder. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I stopped even working with my 10-foot ladder because it was like too complicated, and I only needed it at a couple jobs, like per year. So yeah, I try to keep it super simple.
Cool.
Yep.
Do you use a water-fed pole, Carrie?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
One. I don't think my kind of work requires it really.
Yeah.
And,
so you're mostly in 2-story houses.
3-story.
Yeah.
3 is my maximum. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Didn't you have that picture of you hanging off that crazy roof?
Yeah, she
on
did.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm getting on that roof.
On that dormer that she was.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah.
Like, nope. That window's not getting clean.
Hey, we're talking about that picture you posted in Outlaw Window Cleaner group of you way up on a roof on cleaning a dormer.
Oh my God, the turret.
Yeah. The turret, yeah.
The turret.
Nope.
Yeah, that was like a life-changing job. So I'm sick. I get sick maybe once a year, once a winter.
Right.
And I'm sick from the last job that I did. I'm still sick with whatever I got from that. But it was like the dirtiest house I've ever been in. And the only other time that's ever happened to me was that house. It's called the brick house, the one with the turret. Mm-hmm. That was like 85. I think I wiped 85 screens and they were all like 7 feet tall that day. And you know how screen dust is super fine?
Yeah.
Basically, I gave myself bronchitis and it lasted for 2 weeks.
Holy crap.
For this last thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I carry face masks, but I didn't think to the other day, so now I'm sick again.
You didn't even think of something like that, would you?
No, you know what? Until she mentioned it, I was like, man, that's actually. I never really thought of that. Yeah, I'm probably getting everybody's funk in my nose and don't realize it. Mark doesn't have to deal with that because he's from Florida, and Florida people don't have screens.
Well, Florida
no, they do.
Have mold. I mean, you have black
mold. They do. But yeah, we have black mold here.
Florida,
but no, I only do 3 estate homes, and none of them have screens. But people in Florida, when I used to do houses to make, my rent or whatever, I would take the screens off and clean them like anybody else. And then I would always talk them into, especially if it was an ongoing job, I would say, hey, look how bright it looks without the screens. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I said, I'd be happy to stack them up in the garage for y'all, label them.
That's what I do too.
I like
do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm not a screen guy.
I encourage my clients to leave their screens off for the winter because the views are so much better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You never have your windows open.
Oh.
But wait a minute. Florida
take care of them in the spring.
Windows. How can you go without screens?
Well, you just don't open your windows. Everybody here has air conditioning.
Oh,
like,
right.
I know some houses.
I forget about that.
Like, I was in New Hampshire with my wife's family, and half the houses there don't have AC. I'm like, how do you survive without air conditioning? And you walk in the house, and it's nice. Here, if you're not, I mean.
Yeah, you can't. It's like Thailand. You can't really live without it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can live. I mean, man has made it without air conditioning. You could just not cry about it.
Oppressive.
Yeah, but it builds.
You can live.
Like I told.
Live, but you just won't
listen, man. That's what I like to tell the kids and Jennifer all the time. Listen, I know it's hot and sweaty, but it builds character. You gotta suffer a little bit in life. You know what I mean? It can't be easy all the time.
Right.
You have AC in your house, TJ?
Yeah, I've got central air, and I won't let them turn it on. I won't let them turn it on until I'm ready.
Yeah.
Jennifer's always like, I'm turning on the AC. I'm like, and she like pretty much like, I'm telling you, you know what I mean? That's it.
I've been paying some ridiculous.
I can imagine, because it's been pretty funky in Ohio this year.
Man, it's been nice, muggy as hell today.
Ooh, muggy.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I'm done.
My leaves are changing though.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is early. They're changing early right now.
I'm okay with that. It could be hoodie and jeans weather anytime it wants.
Man,
now.
I don't want it to be gutter season weather. I'm not ready for that.
Stop cleaning gutters.
Oh, I can't. I'm raising prices like you've never seen.
I don't like it.
I don't want to do them this year, man.
I don't
gotta
like
do
it.
them.
Well, I'm going to be lucky enough. My cousin has got a spare tow behind man lift. Not quite as awesome as old Marky Tanner's over there, but
Mine's a tow behind, silly.
Huh?
Mine's a tow behind.
But it's not as big as yours, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yours is a Fisher Price model.
Yes. Mine's the Junior Cub Scout edition, and I'm thinking about I'm going to be using that quite a bit on some gutters this year. I think I might go hard body karate on the gutters this season.
I hate them.
So is gutter loaf a term?
Gutter loaf?
Yeah.
I see gutter loafs all the time. I mean, I don't know if it's a real term. I call them gutter bricks. Oh,
okay. But they're not as heavy as bricks.
No, but they look like it, and they're solid as bricks. Up here, what they like to do is everyone's got a pine tree in their yard, and they'll wait until like the end of November, and they'll be like, "Hey, TJ, can you come clean my gutters?" And I get there, and their pine needles have filled into their gutters. The water is sitting in the gutter, and then it freezes, and they want you to get that out.
Yeah.
Oh, those are like trays.
It's like, what am I doing? I'm like, what do you expect me to do? She's like, well, can't you like heat it up? I'm like, with what, a lighter? You know what I mean? And then she's like, well, and the one lady's like, don't you have a steam machine? I'm like, to do your house? Yeah. I mean, you are the only one that makes me do this. She waits till every leaf has fallen. And then she'll be like, hey, can you come? It's like December. You know, can you clean my gutters? No!
Yeah.
We get the worst reviews because of gutters. It's because we can't get to them. Because it'll freeze the night before, and it takes at least 6 hours for that.
Right. Oh, no question.
And then they're calling. It's going to be 42 at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Come get my gutters.
Can you come clean my gutters in the dark? Sure.
It's crazy, man.
Do you? There's no way you're cleaning gutters in Minnesota.
Yeah, I did have the dumb idea to add that to my services, like my second business. I because so many of my clients are like, well, you're already up there, so
right.
So I did it.
That's how it starts.
I added it on my reminder cards or whatever. I do gutters now. Well, I instantly that because I just the work is not the same. It's not pleasant, and it's oddly it is like oddly satisfying. But I could do maybe 2 gutter jobs a year and I'm good.
It's only satisfying when you got the whole debris on the hole and the whole thing's full and you just go in and go.
Right.
And you fixed it.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. That's the only time it's satisfying. You're right.
Or it's a tennis ball or a baseball or we find many.
Poor Mark. He doesn't know anything about gutter cleaning. Poor inexperienced Mark.
Oh.
Yep, I'm not experienced with gutters, and I don't plan on getting experience with gutters. Thank you.
We find scary things in gutters in Florida, probably. I'm guessing there's
You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to do that.
Wondering if you have scorpions in your gutters in Florida. Or
well, I don't see too many scorpions. I see scorpions up at my camp, but
how about snakes?
We got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Snakes. Yeah, we got a lot of snakes
in the gutters.
No. I haven't seen snakes. don't do gutters, but I clean my own gutters, and I had a pine straw problem. And it's just nasty work.
How about, so you see snakes, you see alligators?
Yes.
How about Bigfoot?
No, haven't.
I'm only kidding. I won't do it.
They got snakes that can eat Bigfoot down there, man.
That's all
Bigfoot's on the show.
We don't have too many big furry mammals down here.
No furry mammals. It's what is it? It's the swamp ape or something like that down there. Skunk ape. There you go. Whatever. All right. We're not going to do the Bigfoot thing. All right, I won't do it. I'm trying to be professional here.
What is the Bigfoot thing?
I usually do a Bigfoot moment with T Squeegee where I read a story about Bigfoot.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually have a Bigfoot story. It's actually from a listener email.
Let's ask Carrie first. Do they have big feet in Minnesota?
I have big feet in Minnesota.
Huh?
I have big feet in Minnesota.
She's got
no, not you personally, but I mean, is there a big 8-foot man that's very hairy hiding behind trees in Minnesota?
No. We have Paul Bunyan and his blue ox, Babe.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What I don't like is how you're just like so easily to dismiss Bigfoot like he's a fairy tale, like Paul Bunyan and
Who did that? I didn't.
You just did that right there.
I did not.
You never know. I'll have you guys all know that the very respected primatologist Jane Goodall believes in Bigfoot. So whatever.
Is she still alive?
I don't know if she's alive or not, but she did say that there's.
She died yesterday. She died yesterday. She got ate by a Bigfoot.
Whatever, dude. Listen, Jane Goodall, she's like legit the best primatologist ever, and she believed or believes, one of the two, past tense or present, in Bigfoot.
She is still alive.
There you go. And still believing in Bigfoot. Old. 84 and still believes in Bigfoot.
Lives in London, England.
There you go.
And where does it say that she believes in Bigfoot?
She said it.
It says it on Wikipedia.
It says it on Wikipedia, so it's got to be right.
I mean, I'll pull it out.
If it's on the internet, Carrie, it's true.
Well, they're still finding like apes and crap that they haven't seen, right?
Huh?
Hey,
they're still finding new apes and stuff all over Africa and stuff, or not Africa.
Well, what's that one ape? What's that one ape they found in the Congo? The one that was like almost standing upright.
Right.
Joe Rogan used to talk about it on his podcast all the time.
Saying.
Yeah, that
was
ape.
recent.
They just found one, and gorillas were like thought to not exist for a long time too until they found them. Right.
They're still finding villages with people that like
Mark. Don't you laugh, sir. I hope. Whatever. It's called reading. a little bit of YouTube when I'm drinking, but whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just happen to think that Bigfoot is an interdimensional being, and that he travels both time and space through wormholes. Huh?
Does he have a social media presence?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, you've seen him in commercials. He likes beef jerky. We've established that.
A vegetarian, but whatever. What do I know?
I don't think big feetses would be able to sustain their lives on.
Big feets is the plural.
Plural. Feets is. I don't think big feets is would be able to sustain life on just berries and twigs alone. I think they would have to eat a little meat. I mean, did you guys know that deer will eat baby birds? Did you guys know that?
How do they catch? Oh, because they're
out of the nest. Out of the nest.
Just
deer,
like a crunchy little, like protein nugget.
Yeah, deer will eat birds directly out of the nest.
My dogs eat birds.
No, that's a dog. I'm talking about a deer. A deer.
How does a deer get up in a tree?
I stay at my my residential job in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. I saw fawn triplets. I didn't even know deer could have triplets. I saw 3 triplet tiny like 3 baby deer hanging out.
Really? Mark, are there jets flying over you right now?
Who's got
Yeah,
Chet?
I just went over.
Oh, jeez, man, that just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, no. I live in one of 4 flight paths, so about every 15, 20 minutes we'll get a big jet coming in, going into PBIA.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. You were just freaking us out is all. No problem.
Carrie.
Looks like a cat.
Hey, this will be your cat's butt is not the only butt that's been on this show. Mark's cat's butt has also been on the show.
Yes, it has.
Yes, Gilbert's cat butt has been on the show as well. Gilbert usually you can see Mark's Jeep in the background, and Gilbert will lay on the hood in the background. So
yeah, he's here now, but he'll be out.
Yeah, Gilbert, and actually, what's weird is my last name is Gilbert, and everyone gets a big laugh out of the fact that the name of the cat is Gilbert.
What do you want? You want to go up there? Here.
So Carrie, so you go to you go to China every winter? Is that what you said, or Asia every winter?
Thailand.
That's what it is.
We're trading winners. Remember this.
So
you got to be asking me these questions.
No. Listen, I want to know. This is what I thought. I thought she said Thailand. So, do you have you ever taken any kickboxing classes or anything like that there?
Yep.
So that's got to be cool, right?
Because
that's the homeland for kickboxing is Thailand. Yeah.
Called Muay Thai. Yeah.
I heard Thailand. From what I hear, Thailand is a really awesome country. Super cool.
It's got its own drama, just like we do.
Right, of course.
There's actually a lot of laws in place where you actually can't even talk about the royal family.
You'll get arrested if you don't get up and applaud them and shit, right? Wow, dude, that's a trip.
So recently, Thailand lost that. He was the longest reigning king in the world. Mm-hmm. He was for 85 years. Mm-hmm. And he just died a couple Octobers ago. And now his son is the king. And I was sure that when that happened, that the country would have a civil war. Mm-hmm. They've got 2 political parties that are always kind of at each other's throats. And the king was the guy that was kind of keeping everybody together and caring about each other and not, starting war. And now he's gone, and so I think that there's some kind of revolution gonna happen over there. But it's peaceful. It's a peaceful country, even when there is shit going down. Sorry, God damn it!
Oh, yes! I'm not the only one. Yes. Well, I'll have you know, we are 44 minutes in, and not an F-bomb has been dropped. So the bad word for poop and the bad word for butt are the only things that we've said so far. So I think we're good.
I'm just going to say it. Cat booty.
Cat booty. There you go.
Yeah, it's a different kind of place, and it's way calmer than here. It's things move slower there.
Right.
I really try to perfect my doing nothing skills when I'm over there, you know?
Right. Makes sense to me, man.
It would be here.
When you
go ahead, Mark.
When you go there, you stay on a working farm, in Hawaii, or friends, or what?
So when I went out there the first time, it was 2002, and I went out there for a teaching job. I was an English teacher, and then I went back again in 2009, and I taught another 3 years at the same job. So the first time I went down there in 2002, I made friends with a Thai family. Their oldest daughter was a college senior in my school where I was teaching. So we met. I never taught her, but we just got to be friends. Now she's a corporate woman working in Bangkok. She's one of my besties, and so her Thai family is my Thai family.
Hey, can I? Who is that? Who's the Thai person over your left shoulder there? On your shelf, that's a Thai person right there, right? In the yellow.
This is the king. So this is King Bhumibol. This is him in his 20s, and he died with he was such a cool cat. He was a jazz musician. a hydro engineer, like a water engineer, a photographer. He was just totally awesome and like went around and like bonded with the common people and stuff and like revolutionized the royal, I don't know, legacy or whatever. So yeah. So when he died, people were just giving these portraits away like in the street.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So just like a little keepsake. That's cool. I
And
thought
so
I thought I spotted some weird garb back there. It looked kingly, but I didn't want to make any assumptions.
All right, well, I want to ask you about this. Have any of you guys ever seen this?
Yes. Is that the one where it's a magnet and
It's
it
the
cleans
tide
windows?
roll, right?
Yeah.
For those who aren't watching but listening, I have a thing in my hand that's made of plastic, and it cost me $70. And it's made in Israel, and it's got a separator to like keep yourself from smashing your fingers or whatever, because that's how strong the magnets are. But I think it was made for people that live in Israel in like these apartment buildings where the glass is like that thick. I tried to use it on regular glass that we have in Minnesota, and you can't even use it. You can't even move it. It just kind of like jerks over.
Too close together. Yeah.
But anyway, if anyone wants this, let's do a giveaway. Like,
like
43rd caller. The 43rd caller.
You get the cool squeegee. I've seen that on television.
It doesn't work in the States, man. It's made for Israel.
Oh.
I think. So that's my the tie roller.
That's great. So, is there anything? I don't know if this matters or not, but it kind of does. I noticed that you are very intermittent on Facebook's and like social media as far as like the window cleaning groups. It's very
intermittent.
Yeah, you're here
sometimes.
sometimes. Yeah, here sometimes, not sometimes. You're like you don't engage very much.
I think I over-engage.
Do you really?
Well, maybe not on the Facebook. Maybe not on like the window cleaner group specifically. I don't.
Okay.
But I'm a social media addict, and I have been since I lived overseas, and that was my only way to keep in touch with friends and family.
Oh.
Overuse social media. I'm super big into Instagram and Facebooking, like on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I try to take breaks, and I go out of town.
Instagram is awesome, man. I do so much. Like, I get so much business from Instagram, it's ridiculous.
Do you?
Yeah, the hashtagging and geotagging my window cleaning jobs drives so much traffic to my website, it's ridiculous.
Are you seeing it?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see the heart. We see the heart.
What? It's so funny. Like, I don't want that there.
Well, the only person that sees it is you. We don't see it unless you hit the button.
What?
I don't know. If you stop hitting the heart, we won't see the heart. So, hey, it's your fault.
So wait, what hashtag do you use then on Instagram for your posts?
Free estimates, squeegee life, commercial window cleaning, residential window cleaning.
I write that one down.
Cool. And the reason why that I do that is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, a gentleman in one of the window cleaning groups, it was in the WCR, the pro window cleaning group before they kicked me out of there. The guy was doing, he was like giving away, he was doing a free webinar. And what he was doing was he was telling people how they could organically grow their search engine presence by doing geotagging and hashtagging properly, using Instagram to Facebook, and which essentially those two things would be jammed. Those things would be in the search engine in my area and automatically drive traffic to my website because of I also put the link to my website in my Instagram description, on each picture. When I geotag it, I put www.clearviewsnwc.com. So people can get on there and leave me bad reviews on that too, because they don't like me.
And so you have a website?
Yes. I did my website with squarespace.com, and it cost me $18 a month, and it works great, man. That's where I don't advertise anywhere else. I don't do newspapers. I do the same things you do, except for I have a website and I send out reminder cards. I do the same things, I do the same exact thing.
Like, what kind of advertising do you guys do?
Me, I don't do it.
You don't?
Tim does it all.
Yeah, I started off with Angie's List, Groupon, Amazon Local, then went to what else? Facebook. I have my own online store for my website that we sell packages straight from. So we wake up every morning with sales.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean that's cool until you get to the job.
Right.
And then once you get to the job, that $29.99, you gotta. Hey, we're gonna have to upsell you because this is a absolute shit show.
Nah, it's usually it's self-explanatory. So yeah, we don't usually have too many issues. It just sucks because all our jobs are basically sight unseen and in a residential.
Man, that's scary.
That's super sketchy, ain't it? I could never. When he told me that, I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't see it." I'm like, "You just get an address, go there, and clean the windows." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Dude, there's no way, man. I could do that. No way, bro.
I'm not gonna go bid a job, dude. That's wasting time and money. And I'm just selling packages, so it's just like
which makes sense. If you
kind of have
you just have to be really rigid. You have to be really rigid on your structure for your packages. You know, like you can't get there and there be like 10 more windows than what they said and be like, oh well, no.
Now, most people know if they have a lot of windows. So,
right,
I mean,
of
it's
course.
an argument, like and some people they'll have, like, I show up, the house has 60 windows, and they go, nope, they'll count out the 20 they want. That's usually first level, main level. So it's usually the easiest of the windows anyway.
Do you do a lot of out-onlys?
No, more in and out, unfortunately.
Carrie,
I'd love to, no.
You do a lot of in and out. I noticed you said on the UK versus US thing that you don't do just out-onlys. Only for customers that you've had for a while is what you said.
Yeah, that's true. That's still true. Although the house that I did recently that made me sick, that one was supposed to be outsides only. But the thing is that she had the combination windows where you take off the storms and the screens on the outside, and then the outside surface of the actual double hung windows, which were divided into 6 panes. So it was a forking pain. Yeah.
Oh man, ooh.
But I don't like it. It's the job satisfaction for me is actually really important. Like I want to see the results, and I want to enjoy like the results of my labor. And so when it's outsides only, I mean, first of all, hardly anyone ever gets around to doing the insides on their own. And if they do, they use Windex or something stupid like that, and then it just messes up whatever.
Man, I wish I had that mindset, because if you call me and say, come do the outside of my windows, I'm coming and doing them shits and cashing that check. And I'm going to walk away with a clear conscience.
Yeah. If that happens to me, well, okay, ma'am, you only want the outside? Yes. Okay. What's a good time? Well, I'm gone between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Good. I'll be there at 11 a.m.
I do, but personally, I kind of hate it. I'd rather do both.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we do more exteriors in the fall than any time of year, so we get a run of them.
Oh yeah,
and we don't even take out the screens, dude. They have to be taken out before we get there, or they have to pay us to take them out.
I'm the same way.
Most people are cheap. Most people are cheap, and they'll pop them screens out for us.
I'm the same way. I'm
throwing them ladders up and getting them done.
I give them the with me taking the screens off price and if they're already gone price when I get there.
Yeah,
you get
I don't
two
want to
prices.
Take out the screens, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'd rather not touch them. I'd rather not dick with screens. Damn.
The D word is not that bad of a word. That's like me saying douche.
Right.
It's just a biological thing.
Well, dude, we tried really hard, man. But
Doesn't
anyway,
sound like you're trying hard enough.
I'd rather not, because screens are always, like around here, they're always an issue. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's always, every time I pull one out and put one back in, there's always at least once or twice a month someone will be like, oh, well, my screen's ripped. Terry, you ripped my screen. Every time, man. Mrs. Snoozebottom calls me back. You ripped my screen, and I got to go rescreen a screen for nothing. I hate it. I'm not a fan. Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Screens are a necessary evil in this climate, so it's like you just got to deal with them. But I am kind of appalled by how many combinations of window design. Like, yeah. Why do you need to reinvent the wheel every time you put together
a window? Yeah.
Oh, they got these new windows going around with these screens. You got to pop them in with little plastic pieces.
Oh yeah, those are super awesome. I really like those too. Ignorant. Oh yeah, those are super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Carrie, what do you do? What do you do when you're not cleaning windows? When you're just hanging out? What do you do? What does Carrie do for fun?
I plan trips.
Listen, you don't have to rub in the fact that you're a world traveler. We get it. We get it.
No, but it does take a lot of planning and forethought. So I think about that a lot. I read kind of a lot. I hike a lot. I walk a dog for a living, like year round. So a lot of my little clips that I post in Facebook, like on my personal page, are walking him.
Walking a dog. That's cool.
He's a long-haired golden retriever, so he loves the water, and I spend a lot of time in the woods and around the lakes. We have a ton of lakes here, so I spend a lot of time outside.
Is that the land of 10,000 lakes, or the land of lakes, or is that the butter?
20,000, yeah. Oh. We have a lot of fresh water here, so I spend a lot of time outside. I'm just super involved in my community. Like, we're festival people, so my partner has a toy. He sells juggling toys basically at festivals. So
okay.
The other side of this office is his office, and it's full of like inventory. So juggling sticks and just anything you can like toss in the air, basically. He's festivals. So we go to these music festivals. There's about 4 of them a year. They're in southern Minnesota, and we set up for 4 days and just sell toys, and we're like waist deep in children and adults on various substances, and
right. Really fun. Yes, I've been to those sort of festivals before. Yeah. I may have been one of those adults. I have expanded my mind on more than one occasion.
Well, let me tell you, right? So, Carrie, your partner stands there and juggles all the sticks and everything. It's just like I had a buddy that made a fortune selling karaoke machines because his wife was a brilliant singer. So they'd go into these festivals and plug in this portable karaoke machine that had all the download music in it, and she would sing. And then everybody would buy that because they're like, if I get that machine, I could sing. So in other words, you're selling juggling sticks to people, and your partner's juggling them, and then people go home and that crap is everywhere. That's not easy to do, right?
It's cool. I mean, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like selling products, but I can sell a service, obviously.
Yeah,
of course.
But I never wanted to be a salesperson, so I'm kind of the camp mama, and I make sure he eats on time and like drinks water and stuff, and I kind of keep the camp going. But I also play with all the stuff too. I mean, like I'm a hula hooper and I'm a circus performer, and I do that kind of stuff anyway. So
dude, stop. Wait a minute. Listen. How are we? Listen. Yeah. Okay. We've been on here for an hour, and now you're going to tell us you're a circus performer. Great.
Come on.
Hey, listen. Circus performer. Come on. I mean, trapeze artist. I mean, what are you doing? I got to know.
So
the suspense is killing me.
Crap.
An example of one of the things that we sell. This is a fire fan. So you would put a wick of Kevlar on the end of each one of these things, and then you have a set of them, and then you light them on fire, and you fire dance with it. So like anything.
No thanks. But people go home and burn themselves.
Once you get over that.
She's like, listen, once we give it to you, it's out of our hands.
You're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own. Now, listen, watch what I do. Now, you can take this and go home and do it yourself. And then you see on the news, some guy is fire dancing in his living room, burning his apartment down. You know what I mean? How do you go home? How do you go home and live with yourself at night, Carrie?
Everyone's got burns. I got a burn here.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you learn once to handle the fire, and you're not afraid anymore. And then it's just like it's just an addiction. It's a high, you know.
Really.
Cool.
I got a buddy that used to perform. He went to clown college, and he this dude would, like, seriously, this guy would take a 12 or a 16-foot A-frame ladder opened and put it on his chin and walk around with it. I mean, like, legit, like, no problem. Dude was a nut. He would jump off of anything. You know, he would do anything. You know what I mean? He kind of reminded me of Steve-O from Jackass. I'm allowed to say, you know what? Jackass because it's the name of something.
Carrie, you would appreciate this. In the Keys, in the Florida Keys, Key West, they have street performers out there. Yep. And there's a guy, he does things, you know, with twirling and everything. There's a guy that does cat shows. And then there's a guy, he's a balance guy. He'll take a shopping cart, put bowling balls in it, and lift this thing over his head and balance it on his chin. I mean, and he'll take your sunglasses off your head and balance them. I mean, it's amazing what these street performers do. That's
crazy.
That's cool.
Performing is busking. Have you ever heard busking? Buskaing. So I've done a lot of it in Europe and in Asia, and it's like, as a performer, it's the best way to learn because you've got a live audience that you can't predict like what they've seen before or what their attitudes are or whatever, and you just try to, like, respect everybody's space, but, like, see people entertain. And it's like, as far as impromptu, like improv and whatever, it's the best thing ever. It's like, I can't really, I mean, I'm not an actor, so I've never, like, had a stage career, but, like, I can just imagine it would be like that. Like, like performing impromptu in front of live audiences is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
It builds your confidence a lot.
That's some shit I couldn't do. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you could.
You think I could?
You think if somebody said, "Hey, we need Bob and Willie somewhere," we couldn't pull it off?
There's no way I could do William Wetterly. There's no way I could do.
Absolutely.
Not in front of people.
I just have to get you going. I just gotta get that motor revved.
There's no way, bro. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. She's gonna blow bubbles now. So we've lost Carrie. She's like, I'm blowing bubbles now.
Somewhere else.
She's like, listen, guys, this is where I'm at. I'm blowing bubbles. Well, dude, this is. I mean, I don't know. I think we've asked you everything we need to ask you. You're blowing bubbles. I screwed up and said a couple of swear words. I couldn't even make it a whole hour without saying a swear word.
Screwed up. You haven't been recording this whole thing.
No, I actually hit it. I said I was sorry, guys. It was only 5 minutes.
It's about 5 minutes. Sorry.
It was only 5 minutes, man.
Okay.
So, Carrie, is there anything else you'd like to share with us or you'd like to talk about before we get on? I know, and this is, it's kind of, because I don't, to me, you're just a window cleaner. You're one of us. So the being a woman thing, is what it is. But do you?
What is it, TJ?
Well,
what is to be a woman?
I have no idea, but I don't know what it's like to be a woman window cleaner either. Is what I'm saying. Is it kind of? Do you find it difficult? People taking you seriously as a window? Do you think you can do that, or Are you able to climb that ladder, young lady?
Do you get that on that roof?
Yeah, I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying, when you're out doing what you do for a living, do you face any things like that? Like, oh, she's a girl. I don't know if she should be doing that.
What are the challenges that you face that we might not?
There you go. Okay. That's what I should have said. Thank you, Mark.
I point out that there are probably more advantages to me being female than there are disadvantages. I have to say that. Yeah. I've been trying to become really aware, especially in the last couple of years. There's been a ton of police violence in my city of my white privilege. So I'm just going to put it out there straight. Like, I'm really conscious of my white privilege and where that gets me. Mm-hmm. So for example, like, there were 2 examples when I was first starting out of people making assumptions because I was a woman. One of them was an immigrant, and his wife had made the appointment, and he didn't. She might have thought I was a secretary or something, but when I showed up to do the work, his wife wasn't home, and he was horrified that I was a woman. And he sent me packing. Like, he basically said, no thanks. And asked he asked to see my proof of liability insurance. And at that point, I was so new to the game that I didn't have it in my glove box like I do now. So I didn't have proof. Like, the previous people that own my business never had to show such things.
Right.
So he, like, offered to pay me for gas for driving out there. And I was like, no, thanks. That's cool. And then there was another, I mean, I clean for a lot of people from India and Pakistan. And I've had a couple instances where, like, the husbands have come out and been like, do you need help with that? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Out.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's also attitudes from other crews. Like, I went.
That's what I was going to say. How about your peers? I mean, do you feel like?
I mean, I don't work with anybody, but if there's like a landscaping crew,
mm-hmm.
like, for example, there was a landscaping crew or a painting crew or something at the next house over one time when I went to do a client's house in the suburbs, and they were talking about me loud enough for me to hear them. So I kind of wondered, like, are you doing that on purpose, or you honestly think I can't hear you? But they said I was setting up the ladder for a really high window, and I heard one of them say, "Oh, dude, this is making me really nervous." And then one of the other guys is like, "No, man, I think she's got this." And I was like, "Yes, dude, thank you for trusting abilities, you know."
Right.
Like, even though I'm rare to see, like, thank you for trusting that I can do this or whatever. But so those are just a couple stories, but, like, the advantages are huge. Think about being a single woman or like a divorced woman living by yourself.
And I show up.
Yeah, exactly.
Captain Tattoo show. Captain Tattoo shows up, bald headed with tattoos. Oh my! One old lady. I've been doing her house for 5 years. I came in the summertime. First time I ever did her house in the summer. No sweat with my sleeves, my tattoos blazing. She wouldn't even open the door. I called her. I was like, "Mrs. Snoozebottom, why won't you let me in?" She's like, "There's some guy out there I've never seen before, Terry, and I am not letting him in." I was like, "It's me, Terry." She opened the door. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I did not know you had all that all over you." She's like, "You're such a nice boy." I'm like, "Well, thank you. I'm sorry. I look like I was going to steal your purse." Go ahead, Carrie.
Like, just women feeling comfortable with me in their house, when their, husbands aren't home or whatever, they wouldn't feel comfortable doing certain things with a crew of guys in their house. You know what I mean? Right. And, like, for example, when I bring my lunch, like, I'm allowed to use their microwave or sit at their table or whatever and, like, eat my lunch. Where, like, I've seen landscaping crews plug in a fucking
yeah! Boo! Yes! It wasn't me.
I have a neighbor's dog coming over to visit me. Hold on, I gotta get rid of her. Come here, Franny.
You're fine.
Come here.
I didn't say the F word. That's all I care about. I made it through the whole podcast, almost. Dude, listen, I didn't use it.
We have renters, and the dog just pushes her way into the office sometimes.
No.
So yeah, like, I've seen people, like, plug in a microwave onto the outside of a house and heat up, fajita for breakfast or lunch or whatever, and, like, right. I get to, like, hang out and, like, feel comfortable in somebody's living space, and that's huge. Like, that's intimate. You know what I mean? Like, when people trust you, they're
kind of disarmed by you almost, immediately, because there's not that, I've got these 4 random dudes that just walked into the house. You know what I mean?
And
that's super sketchy, man.
A certain segment of society in America has been, especially women, has been trained to believe that we're in danger all the time.
Right.
And that sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to be able to. You obviously can take care of yourself. I had my wife's friend, her husband left, and they had 2 kids, and she wanted something part-time, and I said to her, "Well, you want to come work for me? I'll give you some storefront work to do." And I was a little skeptical about it because, I'm putting her out on the street, but I knew she could handle herself. She had a good mouth on her, and she says, "Let me come to work with you for a couple of days and see what it's about." And she did. And she's like, so I can set my schedule. I can do this. I said, as long as you go to the same, she worked like a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday. I said, as long as you go to the same shopping center on Monday, every other Monday, that's fine. You can't do it Monday and then show back up on a Friday. You know, it has to be consistent in that way. And she's like, okay, that's cool. And put her out there. And I can tell you this, it didn't matter how good she did it or how bad she did it. They loved her. And she picked up so much work because, like, she came in one day and she gives me a business card from a Domino's pizza carryout. She goes, I just picked up this job. I said, what? I said, I've been in there 100 times. And she goes, yeah. He came out, he saw me wash the windows, said, how much to do mine? I told him $50 twice a month. He said, okay, go ahead. Here's the check, here's the card, here's the manager's name. And I'm like, holy crap. You know, guys like
it's magic.
Yeah, I mean, you do have an advantage, especially, look, residential is a whole other ballgame, but out on the streets of, washing commercial storefronts, you could pick them up all day long, without a problem.
I don't necessarily want that work because I like being in people's homes. I like bonding with my clients. I like that familial interaction that I get from doing residential. That's like one of the things I love most about my job is that.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to think of this, Carrie. If you're doing mom and pop storefronts, you can bond the same exact way.
Yes.
You're not going to bond a Target store, but if you have a private guy that owns a pizza place, and then you go in there and you talk to him and you get the job, and then you're going to go back twice a month and see him, and you're going to say, hey, how's the family? How's this? I have a lot of clients for 15 years that know, my father never wanted anyone to know his name. They'd say, hey, window cleaner, hey, now they're like, hey, Mark, how are you? How's the family? How's your wife? I bring my family in there. I know you do that, TJ.
Yes, I do.
And so you have and see, for commercial window cleaning, which is as cutthroat as anything else, you build a bond that if some other company,
you honestly almost have to treat it the same way you do residential window cleaning. You have to build that rapport and that relationship with them, or they will go to the next guy for the cheaper amount of money. But if they've got a good relationship with you and they're like, oh, I know TJ, he brings his family in here, they eat once or twice a month, you know what I mean? He cleans my windows, la-di-da-di-da.
You can build that same bond. And now, I told the story on another podcast, and I remember telling TJ the story. I clean a restaurant down here, and the manager came up to me one day and he says, Mark, we've been working together for so long now. And I said, yeah, you're my first big account that I ever picked up that was actually over $100 a month. And he says, it's going on about 18 or 17 years. And I said, I've been here every Tuesday for 17 years. That's crazy. And he says, yeah. He says, and I said, you know what the real scary part is? When I started washing your windows, I had a newborn at home, and I have a son that just graduated high school, and I'm still here, And he says, you know how many people have come in and solicited these windows all the time? And I said, and I appreciate your loyalty. See, so you can build the same rapport with a commercial account as you can with a residential. I'm just telling you that you could go out there and set the world on fire.
Well, with commercial, I mean, I have tried. I've done a lot of like small local businesses, just bids for businesses that I frequent.
Okay.
That they have dirty windows and I want to help them out.
Right.
He accepts my bids. I don't know if I'm pricing too high or whatever, if I'm just not trying hard enough.
Well, you can't price it like you price your houses, okay? Because you're going to go to someone's house and spend 4 hours there, and you're going to go to a storefront and spend 15 minutes there. Right. So there's a big difference. Storefront is bang, 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 and down the road you go, okay? Residential is you're going to take $350 from someone to clean their house. You're going to spend some time there, okay? It's more of a personal relationship when it comes to letting somebody in your home. Now, in commercial work, the difference is this. You said, oh, who has a website? Well, I don't have a website, and the reason I don't have a website is because I am commercial. So, look, if I was residential, I can't get into these gated communities or into these communities to look, and you go walk in at someone's house to see if the windows are dirty to solicit them, there's a good chance you're going to get bit, shot, or something.
Right.
With commercial work, you're out in the general public looking all the time because you can go into any shopping center and find a dirty job. That doesn't mean they're going to clean their windows. There's a reason it's dirty, but there is nothing else needed other than a business card and a good mouth to walk in and say, hey, I'm washing windows in your area. I'd like to leave you with my card. If you decide to clean it, I've even told people, you know, on a job that's $25 a month, how about tell you what? Well, they're kind of on the fence about it. You know, I say, how about this? It's $25 for the month. Let me clean it up for you twice a month. Okay. At the end of the month, I'm going to bring you the bill. You can pay me. At that point, if you don't feel it's something you need or something that's a valuable service to you, that you don't have to do it anymore and it's always going to look good, we shake hands and we part friends, and you keep my card. If you want to change your mind, you give me a call. You will hook them every single time.
Yeah, there you go. Window Cleaning Storefronts by Mark Tanner 101.
Right.
But I just have one thing to say to that.
Okay.
Like,
sure.
What's wrong with like not competing with I mean, there's so much more competition for commercial stuff. What's wrong with me just like staying residential, which is my jam anyway?
Nothing.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I was just saying an option for you if you chose to get a little bit out of
what he's saying is that, you know, in his experience, because he had a woman working for him, that women are killing it. You could be killing it like he was with, you know what I mean? Yeah, you could, if you wanted to, you could. Yeah,
but
very easily. She's already slaying it. She's already slaying it on the houses. She don't need to slay it on the storefronts, Mark.
No, I've had people say, you know, like, you really need to just get some commercial work so that you can work through the winter.
Not if you're going to Asia.
Not if you're going to Asia. Not if you're going to Thailand. Have you told them that first?
I think you're good.
Yeah, all of my clients know that I go to Asia every year.
Okay, they're in there.
I do have a deal going with my yoga studio, where I'll go there, and they give me like a free yoga class for cleaning their front windows, their front entrance.
But
I do a lot of trick.
Out of town in the winter, and I can't come by and do their windows. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna start yoga.
Yoga, really?
Yeah, I am.
So Rogan's got you on board with the yoga. Don't try to lie.
Dude, I'm old, bro. I gotta get the yoga going.
I want to get DDP yoga. I want to do it the way the wrestlers do it.
Hey, Carrie, you can start that yoga for window cleaners. I'll follow that in a heartbeat.
If you Carrie, I will send you $9.99 a month for yoga for window cleaners.
You guys do this seriously.
Oh no, I
do this and go way out to the side and feel.
I can't.
Stretch right here.
I can feel the stretch in my shoulder. I can feel it. It hurts
shoulder right now.
It hurts so. I don't like that.
Carrie, I'm doing it. You just can't see it in the picture.
Whatever. You're so short. We would have seen it all. If you don't know, Carrie, Mark he's actually Papa Smurf. Gargamel will be coming out very, very soon to tell him it's time to stop.
Don't know what we're talking about because nobody watches the Smurfs anymore.
Well, probably not, but we all know.
I watch the Smurfs.
Yeah.
I've got kids.
Oh wait, they're still on?
Yeah.
The movies.
Yeah, there's new movies, new Smurfy movies. They're Smurferific.
They are Smurferific.
Yeah, they're very Smurferific.
I wouldn't see Smurfs in 3D, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here in shock because I thought about TJ in yoga pants.
Whatever.
Aw. There is yoga pants for everyone. You guys.
Yeah, Mark.
Community. No, listen.
They
have yoga jorts.
Like, leggings. You got leggings for dudes. They're hot. They're hot right now.
They are not hot.
Community and the festival community, there's like, you know, constellations you can get like just on your pants. It's
Dude,
awesome.
No.
You gotta keep an open mind. I mean,
you gotta keep an open mind. Listen,
I
do not need anything tight on the lower half of my body at all.
So you know, there's pictures out there of him in spandex.
What about
listen?
I'm telling
you know what you want to listen? You know what I will look like with a pair of yoga pants on? A golf ball on a tee. That's what I would look like. A golf ball on a tee. And I'm not going to subject myself to that. I can do yoga in shorts. I don't need to wear yoga pants.
What about jorts? Can you do yoga in jorts?
No, it is impossible to do yoga in jorts. No, it's impossible.
We're going to do yoga in jorts.
Yeah. You can do yoga in jorts, but you have to remove the hammer from the hammer loop first, or it'll throw you off balance. That's a very good question, Carrie, and I like the fact that you have entered into our banter about the jorts. I feel like we're forming like a nice little, friendly bond here on the podcast.
Well, just don't ask me. Try not to like make me the token chick where you ask me for like fashion advice in every episode, because I'm not.
No, we won't do that. We want all we're going to ask you for is the yoga pose of the week. So, or the day. Maybe once a week you get on the Outlaw Window Cleaner Network and you give us a yoga pose, and all of us yums will try to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think you should start. I honestly think
I'm ready.
Yoga for window cleaners is a thing. You just haven't done it yet.
No, I do it all the time. I just haven't recorded it and released it to the universe. But check this out. Do you know that there are stretches you can do in your truck on the way to a job?
No, I did not know that.
Without that will help you like not have a back spasm during the day. It's amazing. Like all the things that we could be doing to like preserve our bodies, because this career is really hard.
I've got a buddy that does yoga. He swears by it. So
my wife just started doing it. She loves it. Yeah.
I've been doing
my
it
wife was
16 years.
My wife was
amazing.
Go ahead.
She's been doing it 16 years, but you won't shut up long enough for her to say it.
No, what your wife?
No, I was saying my wife was doing CrossFit, and then
oh God,
she was achy all the time. I'm like, why don't you try something a little lower impact like yoga? And she's like, I'll try yoga. And she went to a yoga studio. She came home more sore than from the CrossFit, but she stopped the CrossFit and she loves the yoga.
Yeah, and now she doesn't get sore anymore when she goes, right?
Exactly. Yep, you're right. She doesn't. Yeah, she loves it.
How it goes. It's kind of like any kind of workout where you just got to push through the painful part, and then you're golden.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right, like any workout, basically you arrive at a point where you feel like you're gonna die. That's how you know you're doing it right.
Right.
And then it's like a decision: am I gonna push through this, or am I gonna like puss out? You know what I mean?
All right.
So we've decided Carrie's starting a YouTube channel for window cleaners.
Yeah. Window cleaning yoga. Window cleaning yoga by Carrie Guenther.
Let's do it.
Correct? Am I saying your last name right? Guenther, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, just making sure. Sometimes I don't pronounce shit properly. It doesn't matter anymore. I said shit. It doesn't matter anymore because you dropped an F-bomb and the whole podcast is ruined.
You're in bed. Don't worry about it.
Hey, listen. Listen. I have not said the F word, and it's an hour and 24 minutes, and I'm very proud of myself. I gotta tell you. Well, Carrie, I don't know. I don't know how this was for you. I don't know if you got to say the things you wanted to say, or if you got to. Yeah, that's what I'm sure. You had to have made a note of something of some sort.
Oh wait, yeah. Here's my note. Wait, is this going to be in reverse?
Yes.
You guys see that?
Oh, that's good.
Guns and fast cars. Yeah. Guns, fast cars, squeegee life. That's us. You hit it right on the head. So, Carrie, all right, so there's equipment on there. Carrie, do you have a gunslinger?
No, but I'm getting one.
You are?
Yeah.
I bet you we could get you one to test out before you even bought one. I bet you I could maybe talk to somebody, grease a couple of wheels.
Works, man. 2 steps ahead of you.
Oh, hey! She's already greased the wheels.
I actually had my doubts about this because women have hips, and stuff that we hang on our belts hang differently than y'all.
That's an actual. I never thought of that.
Yeah, and it's a thing. It's like it's like too much in your crotch, or it's like too much on the side, and you're like twisting too much to get at your stuff. So it's like it's a little bit weird, and I'll try it out and see what I think. I'm not unhappy with my bucket on a belt from Umbro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
And I don't spend money on stuff easily.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to try it.
That's cool, man. Cool. Cool. So, why do you have Squeegee Life scribbled on that pad there?
Because you just told me the hashtag thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hashtag Squeegee Life. There's quite a few people that have done that. You will see once you hashtag your Squeegee Life.
I'm doing like hashtag window cleaning. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Squeegee Life is a thing. See, if you see that right behind me, that T-shirt, that's Mark Tanner. Mark Tanner started the Squeegee Life back in the 1980s when he was dressed like Crockett and Tubbs.
Wearing
spandex and penny loafers without socks and white linen suits.
And yoga pants.
And yoga pants.
You still don't know me.
You still don't know me.
Yeah. Yeah. I just driving around one day noticed in Florida we have, fishing life and ocean life and boating life. And I'm like, how about Squeegee Life? So I went to my shirt guy and I said, I want a big muscle arm and I want it holding Squeegee and just put Squeegee Life on it. And we made a series of shirts.
What's something real masculine? Says Squeegee Life on it.
Gotta look cool.
Aren't there people getting tattoos like that now?
No. If they are, they're nerds.
Yeah.
The Squeegee Life stickers.
Oh yeah.
See, I have those made and I send them out to everywhere, all over to all kinds of window cleaners.
Except for me, apparently.
Well, you never.
Just gotta give me your
all you
address.
gotta do is give me your address, and I'll,
Too.
Well, you can send me your P.O. box. I mean, I might make you put the lotion in the basket, or it gets the hose again. Or I might send you a Squeegee Life sticker. What, man? I'm on my second skin suit. I think I did a good job. I'm a seamstress. Well, dude, this has been super awesome, right, fellers?
Yes, sir.
Ladies and fellers.
Mm-hmm,
Carrie, so you covered all the bases, correct? I feel like we did. I think people got to know you. The only thing that's kind of maybe a little kind of in the dark is how you started and how you got the window cleaning business. That might be a little bit in the dark there, but other than that, we covered the UK thing.
Sorry, because it's an interesting one. Is any J-Dubs in the house? Jehovah's Witnesses? Hey, anyone? No?
I came up
last podcast.
That's how I got trained.
That's
really?
how Tim got trained, though.
So I don't know about where you guys are, but religious people and J-Dubs in particular tend to go toward window cleaning in this area for some reason.
Yeah, we have a huge Jehovah's Witness community.
Because I mean, being self-employed, you get to witness at your leisure and like make your own schedule into it. So, anyway, my friend Tabitha, this used to be Tabitha window cleaning. She grew up in Farmington, which is south of here, and she was in a Kingdom Hall with several other people I ended up meeting later in life, oddly enough. But after she had her first baby, she got cancer, and it was a bad kind, and she made a miraculous recovery. But like in that process, she lost her faith, and she took her kid, and she left her husband, and she moved to the city, and as a way to support herself, she started this business. And the reason she started it was because the local window cleaner, who was also a Jehovah's Witness, hung himself from the village water tower. And she snapped up clients and started a window cleaning business. So in the process of leaving, she started this business, supported herself and her kid until she met her second husband. We got to be friends about 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then I started working for them. And then I lived in Thailand for a while. And when I came home, she was like, hey, you should buy my business. You go out of town every winter. And I was like, okay. So she didn't need it anymore. At that point, her husband had gone from being a roofer to like engineering school. And she had started being a cleaning lady and had her second kid. And so they didn't need the business anymore. She was like, hey, take my seasonal business. And I was like, okay. So that's how it went.
That's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like she worked in the construction trades for a while too, and she was definitely that one girl who, like got into the trades and
right.
And I've always I fell in love with manual labor when I was 19. I started mowing lawns, and I just love working outside.
Right.
So
of course, yeah, that's me too. I'm the same way. So I started construction working outside. I mowed lawns before that. First job was delivering newspapers. My second job was a trap and skeet puller, at the local gun range. I used to put the clay pigeons in the machines and push the button for the old guys to shoot it. You know, the Old Boys Network. And that was my second job. I've always been outside. I just enjoy being outside. And I just before we go any further, you brought up the person you bought the business from got cancer. Someone in our little community, Henry Dreest, his wife, just recently passed away from cancer. So I want to say to tell Henry that we're pulling for you, buddy, and anything that we can do for you to help out, just let us know. And we got your six, man. We got your back, buddy. And we are super sorry that you had to go through that. I mean, she's been going through it for quite a while, and it's just really, he just lost her. It was just last night, wasn't it? 2 nights ago. Terrible, man.
Yeah.
We're pulling for you. All positive energy we could possibly put out there for Henry right now and his family. So,
let us know what you need to keep your spirits up in any way.
Right.
Even if TJ in some yoga pants. Right.
Yeah. Hey, I'll do that. You guys want to lift
everybody's spirits.
I tell you what. You guys want to chip in? I mean, the highest bidder will get the picture of me. And I'll go out and buy a really nice pair of yogurt pants. It's gonna, when I put them on, it's gonna look like a bunch of yogurt stuffed in a pair of pantyhose. It's gonna be totally the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. They're not gonna be yoga pants. They're gonna be yogurt pants. It's gonna be terrible.
Some kind of strange sausage casing.
All lumpy. It's going to be terrible. I can't believe you guys would subject your friend to that. I thought we were friends.
That's why we were subjecting to it.
Right.
Friends are testing boundaries.
Right.
That's why you get to do it.
Well, Carrie, we super duper appreciate you coming on with us.
Super duper appreciate being invited.
Yes, and you're welcome to come back anytime.
I invited myself.
Go ahead.
Thank you for.
Can you say that again, because you broke up pretty bad?
I said, you didn't invite me. I actually invited myself.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of asked, and you were like, hey, I would like to come on. And I was like, you know what? That's super awesome. Because you can ask Tim. You can ask Tim. I've been wanting to ask you to come on. Yeah. You can ask Tim. I've been wanting to ask you to come on, but I didn't I was like, man, I don't want to come off all creepy. Like, hey, lady, you want to come on my show and talk to me about window cleaning? So it was cool that you reached out. I was like, man, that's kick ass.
No, I was interested in being on here, but when you said, yeah, I'd like to have a successful female window cleaner on, I was like, am I successful? I think I answered that with how about happy? How about interesting? I
guess in my eyes,
at the beginning of the podcast, you are successful.
You are successful because you're happy.
You want to be.
Yeah,
that's success.
To me, that's success. Yep. Being happy with what you get up and do every morning, that's success. Yep. I mean, having a fucking shitload of money doesn't mean a damn thing. Hey, it's shit. Shit.
No, finish what you're saying.
Having a shitload of money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy.
Right.
In fact, sometimes it can make you unhappy.
Very unhappy. Very unhappy.
The more money you have, the more money you spend.
Yes.
Yep.
I come from a pretty... Yeah.
The debts are a lot bigger.
I come from a spot in life. I had children when I was way too young. I was still in high school when she got pregnant with our first daughter. And I've been with the same girl since I was 15 years old. I'm 39 now.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
Not doing things the right way when I was younger. I know what it's like to not have, but we were just as happy then as we are now. It's just we don't have to worry about the lights. You know what I'm saying? Right. And to me, that's all that matters. We have a nice roof over our head. Jennifer has her puppies. My kids have a yard to play in, and we don't have to worry about where our next meal's coming from. To me, that's happiness. I don't need a Mercedes in the driveway. I don't need 3 or 4 off-road trucks, a Jeep, a fancy lift.
Jorts.
As my friend Tabitha, she's like, when I first started cleaning for her business, she was like laughing at me because I couldn't wrap my head around how much money these people had. Mm-hmm. So I would go to like a new client and I'd see they have a basketball court and I'd make a joke about it. And she was just like, so what do these people need to do? Like wash the feet of orphans to earn your respect?
Right.
And I was like, damn, thank you for saying it like it is. Like, best friends are like that, where they're just going to say the shit even if you don't want to hear it because you need to fucking hear it.
Right.
And I was like, okay, yeah, that's a really good point, and it's just as not fair for me to judge people for being rich and maybe a part of the, consumer machine or whatever, as it is for them to judge me for being a window cleaner. Right. You know what I mean? It's equally fucked up. Right. So I don't know. I think, but it's clear to me anyway, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but like, it's clear to me that money cannot buy happiness, and that often my clients who earn tons and tons of money seem to be less happy than my broke friends. Well,
I've got a contract that I've been doing for 12 years now. It's a house. He's a successful hotelier. He's got a bunch of hotels in the area. And he's got a nice house with a pool. He's got a Ferrari and a Corvette and, all these nice things. And I'm always like, this fucking guy. You know what I mean? But, the more I've gotten to know him, he started to open up to me. And he's like, he goes, Terry, he goes, anybody can wash a window. He goes, I don't pay you to come to my house and wash the windows. I pay you to come to my house because of your attention to detail. And the fact that you do the things that I wouldn't do, and you do it like a professional would. He goes, take my advice. You can go out and grab all the money you can and just big old armfuls of it. He goes, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be happy. The more money I made, the more problems I have. He said, I am here in this big house all by myself. He goes, I don't have, he goes, my wife and I are separated. My kids don't live with me. He goes, and that's all because I was consumed with work. That's all I did was work. He goes, so you can have, he goes, I've got a Ferrari. He goes, I know you've seen my Ferrari, and I know you like it because I've seen it on the camera. I seen you taking pictures of it. And I'm like, yeah, I took some pictures of it. He goes, at least tell, he goes, the only reason why I haven't said anything is because I always see you put your thumb over the license plate in the picture. So he knows I'm at least respecting some of his privacy. He goes, but I'm telling you, he goes, what you do is you charge more for the service that you're doing and be picky about the customers. He goes, you don't need to. He goes, take it from me. More money does not necessarily mean you're going to be more happy. He goes, you're never going to have time to spend it. You're never going to have time to spend it. He goes, I'm so busy, I can't even enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I've got all this money, I can't even enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah. And I look at all this space that my clients aren't using for having people over, for like going for a swim or whatever, like the boats that never get used. Why? Because they're working to maintain the lifestyle that they think they wanted, but now they don't have the time to try it.
And this might be a simple thing to you guys, but when I go to someone's house and they have a bathroom that's only accessible to the outside for when their buddies come over and get drunk, they put a bathroom on the outside of their house so their wives won't get mad at them when their friends come over and go in the house and piss everywhere. They can just go to that bath. And I live with 3 women, and I've got this one bathroom. You know how much it would mean to me to have just that toilet? Just all to myself. That little 4x4 room, square room with one door and a toilet. You know how much that would mean to me? You know, I wish I had enough money to have that toilet. I'm gonna once I get that toilet, I'll be happy.
What do you call Biffy? What do you call a porta potty down there?
Yeah,
put a porta potty in the living room. I got the blue juice on me again.
There's also camping toilets where you can take like a Home Depot bucket and a kitchen garbage bag and some kitty litter, and people do that at like Burning Man and stuff.
Do you think Jennifer? I don't think Jennifer would like if I pooped in a bucket.
Yeah, and I don't think your neighbors appreciate you burning the shit in the back.
I would poop into biodegradable bags and burn it. That's what I would do.
Bury it. You can bury it too.
Yeah, or bury it. Bury it next to my dog's poop. I have a dog poop safe in the backyard. Why can't I have a people turds safe in my backyard? Do you know what a dog turd safe is?
I'm sorry, can we just rewind and like pretend we didn't go down this?
Well, listen, hey, you guys are the one that brought up the poop. Oh, well, no.
I know, I'm saying, I'm taking
Well, you did.
I did. I brought up the pooping. I didn't bring up the pooping. I brought up the toilet, so it is technically my fault. Well, whatever, dudes. Dudettes.
Okay, I gotta go to bed.
All right. Well, you can go ahead and sign off, and we will round out the podcast. It was awesome having you on, Carrie, and you're more than welcome to come back again anytime you'd like.
Thanks for coming on.
And guys, look for Carrie's work in the Window Cleaning magazine in the UK. She writes in there. Go look for it. She's a pretty good writer. I was quite surprised. Go ahead.
There's a 2-part article. Lee's been having health problems, so
correct.
The next, issue has been delayed. But the first part of the article, the 2-part article, came out a few months ago now. Mm-hmm. And so it's just women in window cleaning. But the first part of the article I spent on just like women in the workforce in general after the Industrial Revolution and how that changed families and how that changed everything. And in the second part, I concentrate on like case studies where I talked to various women in window cleaning and went into each of their stories. So definitely like look for that soon. That's coming up.
Cool.
And yeah, these are I write really long articles, so
Yeah, it was good though. It was good. It was good. You're pretty good at telling a story. The facts were all there, and you were really good at telling the story, for real.
Thank you. Get long. I mean, it's kind of like the National Geographic articles where you just start reading and you're like, okay, I've had enough. It's like 3,000 words, so you can skim or whatever. I always have like photos that you can look at and stuff. I try to make them interesting. But yeah, I've been writing for 2 years for that magazine, so check it out. And that's windowcleaningmagazine.co.uk.
Awesome.
And then the show.
You should post a link on Outlaw so that people like me can just push on it, because I'd be interested in seeing some of that.
Okay, yeah, and then the series too that came out on YouTube, the US versus UK. Check that out too.
Definitely. I'm gonna check it out.
Yep.
I'll link it.
Yeah, the link below. Okay, right. I'm gonna do the heart thing one more time. Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Well, you guys, that was pretty cool having Carrie on. Once she leaves, we'll talk bad about her. Okay. You know what, guys? That was pretty good. I'm proud of both you guys. We made it through there without saying any swear words until the very end.
Good.
You got. Hey, listen. She made me, dude. She made me say those bad words. It was all her fault. But before we get off of here, we've got a couple of emails we got to read. Okay, guys.
Sure.
So the first one is from Dwayne Mertz. It said, "What's up, TJ? Love the videos, man. What's up, Mark and Tim? Shout out to Richie Blue 2 for changing the game. Wouldn't have it any other way. I have a question for the next podcast, my fellow Skinners. Who would win in a fight, a giant octopus or the Kraken?"
Or what?
A giant octopus or the Kraken.
Isn't the Kraken a giant octopus?
No, man. They're two different things, bro. And I think the Kraken wins because it's way bigger.
Well, yeah. Definitely.
I don't know what a Kraken is, but I know an octopus has 8 badass fucking arms with suckers on them.
Yeah. They are pretty creepy.
So does the Kraken, though.
But so does the Kraken, and it's way bigger.
Right.
And the Kraken is the Kraken.
Well, it takes down ships, so
yeah, it takes down ships. Apparently, you haven't watched Pirates of the Caribbean, but Bigfoot would bust both their asses because he's interdimensional. He's interdimensional. His second question is, can I have an Outlaw window cleaner sticker? No, you cannot.
I am going to get some of those, man.
You can. If you're talking about the one over my shoulder, all you got to do is have Tim get his shit together, and we'll get a bunch of them and get them on the
Done.
store.
I'm gonna go talk about that on Tuesday.
All right, and I'll finish the rest. It says, thanks for taking the time to read this and edit such great videos. Keep up the great work. Man, thank you. One suggestion, if you're getting bored from just talking about random things and don't want to make as many, maybe once a week you could play videos of crazy shit and make fun of the clips, like the ridiculous TV show. That's actually a good idea. Me talking shit over someone else's videos.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater
2000.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Don't get me started. He's like, you're super funny. I really appreciate that, man. I think the fans would like it as well, but that's just a suggestion. It's your show. See yous on the next video, Playboy. I like that. Yeah, I like that Playboy shit. I dig that. Quick story. Yeah. This is a story from him. And this right here, guys, is a Bigfoot moment with T Squeegee. Quick story. When I was in high school, skipping school in the woods by a slag dump facility, me and my buddies saw two workers come out of the trail, and the driver dropped this guy off dressed in a Bigfoot/gorilla outfit. No bullshit, in all capital letters. We were about 100 yards away and had a fire lit. It was about 10:30 in the morning in fall, and this motherfucker gets out with the suit on and goes deep as fuck in the brush as his buddy drove away. We never saw them after that, and me and my buddies just looked at each other in disbelief, scared as all hell, knowing it was fake, but not sure why they were doing it at the same time. Imagine 15 years old in middle school, in the middle of the woods, skipping school, in the middle of nowhere, and this motherfucker popping out of a truck with a big fucking Bigfoot suit on and shit. I deer hunted in the area my whole life, and this is the only instance I seen the Bigfoot guy costume. They were workers for the slag dump for sure because they had a company truck. I had goosebumps through my entire body not knowing if this guy was going to kill us in the middle of nowhere. Oh my God. It was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. What's your opinion? My opinion is that's fucked up. I'm not sure what I would have done if me and my buddies are out in the woods in middle school and some dude jumped out of a truck with a fucking gorilla suit on and took off into the woods. I'm not sure if I would have stuck around in the woods.
Well, nowadays you would film it.
Yeah, I'd probably film that shit.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
He said, I'm promising you, T, I'm not bullshitting you, bro. It was about 15 years ago. Still brings flashbacks when I hear your stories. Just thought I'd share that with you. You don't got to read it over the podcast if you don't want. Well, sir, that was too awesome. P.S. If I ever get the opportunity to meet you and Tim, we got to have a couple of beers. His treat.
I'm down for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that was an email from Dwayne Mertz. And if you want to submit an email to the Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Show, email us at asksqueegee@yahoo.com, and we will read them shits on the live YouTubers. And
the
this one right here, yeah, and this one right here is from Art Scott. It says, "Hey TJ, I like the podcast. Don't change anything. I also like your videos with the commentary. Don't change that either. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Art Scott, Squeegee Life. Can I have 2 stickers? I'd give you his address, but I don't want him to be having to put the lotion on his skin or it gets the hose again." Dudes, I don't know, man. That was a pretty kick-ass episode of this Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio. Is there anything you guys would like to add or say before we sign off?
Yeah, next episode's all jorts.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to wear jorts.
I might make a limited run, maybe 50 stickers. #Jorts Life. I might, and I want to see. I'm gonna ask the dude tomorrow if he can find me a sticker material that looks like jeans, and I'll just have Jorts Life stickers. I might even do a limited run of T-shirts. That might be the second run of. Actually, that's what we'll do. Me and Tim are gonna sit down and make an Outlaw Window Cleaner T-shirt, and on the sleeve or on the back of it, we're gonna put #JortLife. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to be an Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, like a podcast T-shirt, and the #JortLife, right?
We're gonna, or what we could work it into something.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, you guys, nothing. You guys got nothing to add. You guys are all good to go. I mean, did you enjoy having Carrie on the show, Mark?
Yeah, she was awesome.
Absolutely. Great to talk to someone I will say she's a free spirit. There's no doubt about that.
No question.
And that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
We need more of that in our life.
Dude, I tell you what, man, just the fact that she's like, yo, I don't work all winter. I go to Thailand. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dude,
she's coming to Columbus next year.
She's got it by the ass, man. She's got it by the ass. It was really a pleasure having Carrie on. And again, our hearts go out to Henry Drees, man. We're sorry about what you're going through, buddy. And if you guys want to send Henry an encouraging word on Facebook, just, he might need a little picking up. Tell him that you're thinking about him and his family, man. We'd appreciate it. So this is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, episode 36 or 35, and we're out of here. Peace.
Out.
Peace.